Kyle, you're sous chef of the restaurant,
Yeah,
and it means you are involved with cutting a lot of fish and handling a lot of fish, right?
absolutely.
But from what I understand, is you're allergic to fish?
I am. So I have a severe allergy to fish, but that's not something that stops me at all from doing what I love every day is feeding our guests and preparing such beautiful fish that comes from our fishmonger, Kelly.
It's a pleasure to have you here with me cooking today.
Thank you, Chef.
On the show to do the dish we're going to do, which is going to be this snapper. The variety of this snapper is called a vermilion snapper.
Absolutely, and it's coming out of Jacksonville, Florida. It was rod and reel caught from our fishmonger, Kelly.
Beautiful. We're going to get that on the griddle in a few minutes. I'm going to start making a little cream sauce for the gnocchi that we're going to serve alongside the fish. A real simple gnocchi. Why don't you go ahead and get started on the leeks?
Okay.
And I'll get started on the asparagus.
Sounds good.
Some people disagree on the best way to clean the asparagus. Some people just saw off the end, take off that woody part, and some people insist that there's a natural break line in the asparagus. When you break it along its natural place, then you're going to get to where this is the tender part and that's the woody part. I've done it both ways, and actually I don't think there is a right or wrong, but you might be fascinated by trying it that way. Just let it snap. These can be saved for stock or making an asparagus soup as long as you puree it, because that woody part is texturally just not fun.
I think I got these leeks pretty clean first. Got all the grit out of them, out of this nice ice water here. Just gonna go ahead now and slice them up a little bit.
There's a family called the allium family in the universe of vegetables, and leeks are amongst them. So are onions, so are scallions, so is garlic. It's a pretty tasty family, this family. And the people of Wales are especially known for leek dishes, as a matter of fact. What I'm doing here is I'm just taking the tips of the asparagus and matching them up so that they're all about equal here. And then I'm going to take a pretty large knife and make it to where they're almost the same length from beginning to end. Some broke a little bit short and I didn't want to lose too much, but just about like that. And then I'm going to put them on a plate and add some extra virgin olive oil and a touch of salt and pepper. I love extra virgin olive oil. It's one of my favorite ingredients on earth, and so I'm liberal with it. When you season from above. Let the salt and the pepper drop down from heaven. It drops down like a shotgun. That way you're not going to get clusters of pepper or clusters of salt, which would be annoying when you bite into a small part of the asparagus. Kyle, go ahead and grab that pot. Let's get the leeks started.
Awesome.
Sweat them down. We're making a cream sauce, so we don't want color. And then what I'm going to do is just toss the olive oil and the asparagus around. And I don't want to put them on the griddle yet because they'll be done way too much before the fish, so we can hang out here. Cooking oftentimes is actually staging time. You're working with time because you're working with the perishable aspects of nature, and you're working with the vagaries of how food changes as it transitions from its raw state to its cooked state. It's fun. You know, it's part of the reason I love being a chef, is that it is a mental chess game every day, all the time. So maybe I'm going to vary my own recipe on my own thought process. You're going down a road, you're deciding, am I taking a left? Am I taking a right? Am I going straight ahead? That's cuisine. Kyle, you began to work with us when we were back at the Ritz,
Absolutely.
What we call 2.0.
Yep.
What year did you start with us?
It was about 2018 I started back with Chef Andy in the kitchen.
Andy, and had you just come from school, or were you working somewhere in town?
I was working somewhere in town, and I honestly took a step back from as a leader, and I just wanted to really hone my culinary skills. And I just said, if I'm going to be the best, I got to work with one of the best in the area. So I applied, and I had the opportunity to come in and work in the kitchen.
Did you work stations and stations and stations?
No, as I went in and I did my stage, I actually ended up working the grill full time. My very first shift was probably one of the most daunting shifts I've ever worked in my career. Here I am coming into a James Beard recognized kitchen, award-winning chef, and here I am just a nobody, and I'm like, I have to prove myself from the second I walk in the door. And I thought, from here on out, I have to be nothing but the best.
Well, you push yourself all the time, so I can see that you've been doing that since 2019?
18.
18.
Yep.
I don't want to cut you short. Well, that's why now you're not the grill guy anymore. You're the sous chef.
I am the sous chef
You
now.
pushed the door.
I pushed the door, and thankfully it opened, and here we are.
Beautiful. You're gonna cook these leeks?
Yeah, so I've got the melted butter here. It's not brown, so we got just a nice melted butter going on here, and we're gonna add in our leeks, and we're gonna sweat these down until they're nice and soft.
I'm gonna add a little pepper and salt while you do that.
Awesome, thank you, chef.
Okay. All right, so sweat them down. Why don't you tell the folks at home what sweat them down means?
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these down and we're gonna turn them pretty much translucent. We're not gonna add any color to them or add any caramelization. A great French term would be sous vide as well, where we cook it down really slow and low and allow it to caramelize without adding any color to it.
That's the thing that you just said, the sous vide, and this is part of what it means to be a chef in fine dining anymore, is that you still need to know the terminology of the people like Escoffier, the people that came a century before us.
Absolutely.
Because without that, we're missing the architecture of cuisine.
Absolutely, and we always refer back to our 5 mother sauces as well all the time.
True.
You know, so.
Can I get this out of the way for you?
Please, chef.
So here's the irony. Kyle cannot eat fish. If he consumes fish, he's going to break out in hives. But he insists that he still wants to do this every day. He wants to be one of the chief people that handles fish in the restaurant. And so he is. And that's why I wanted him to come today and work with this amazing fish that we get from a fish person. Kelly the fish guy is what we call him. He knows more about fish than any other purveyor I've ever worked with in the past. Don't you wish more people would eat whole fish? In other countries, other civilizations, they know that the fish tastes sweeter.
Yeah.
It tastes more full. There's more expression in the fish.
Completely agree with you, chef. You know, we scored the fish here. We stuffed it with a little bit of some lemon slices. And then we also took the cavity, the great opportunity to infuse the flavors into there with some amazing fennel, some lemon slices, and some whole garlic.
Fantastic. Let's get this thing on the griddle. I can't wait to see what happens once it starts to change.
Let's do it. Start with a little bit of olive oil.
Yeah. Keep going with it all day long. Olive oil, baby.
Sounds good.
All right, put it on there. The greatest whole fish cookery that goes on is probably maybe in Greece. I don't know. Countries are going to fight about it all the time. But whole fish cookery exists all over the planet, just not so much in the US of A. All right, could you hand me the stock and the cream? I'm going to get this sauce working for our gnocchis.
All right, sounds good.
So we're going to have a little cream sauce. Not much stock. It's going to take and make the magic happen, but you know, a little. And just let that reduce a moment, but only added a touch, as you can see.
Yeah.
Some cream, because cream and gnocchi, they go together beautifully. And maybe 10 minutes or so.
Okay.
And then we're gonna puree that.
Puree that.
Maybe you can help me out with that?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. Putting the fish there and then thinking about the fennel and the lemon over here, why not create this dome with the aroma, the perfume of the fennel just wrapping itself right around that whole fish? Because those slashes are there. We know that that is going to sink itself into the meat of the fish, and the guest is going to get that. As always, and you know this about me, I want the acidity, so lemon's going to go in there too. And it may be surprising to them, but I'm going to go ahead and leave some of that lemon whole that I've squeezed, the residual aspect of the lemon there, because it's going to release its oils too. We're convecting, we're wrapping it around there. This is whole fish cooking, the way it's meant to be. We got a blender here, and we're gonna go ahead and blend up. We're gonna leave a little bit of the texture of the leeks in there too. We're not gonna blend every single aspect of it, because I like that duality of the creaminess and then a little bit of the bite of the leek that will still remain. And remember, that's gonna be going with our gnocchi. All right, you blend that up. I'm gonna get this gnocchi out of here.
All right.
Nice. How's it smell?
Smells amazing.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna wait to see how much liquid we got before I get too carried away with the gnocchi. I don't wanna have the gnocchi that doesn't have the cream. You know what, while that's happening, I am going to grate some parm in there.
Chef, this is hot.
All right, be careful though. I mean, you know, I'm gonna save some of this parm for after as well. You got it.
There we go.
All right, look at that. Can you give me a spoon?
Absolutely.
You know, our rule, you
Taste
taste everything. Yeah, come on in.
On in. Let's do it.
That's good right there. We have enough for the entire bag of gnocchi.
Okay.
Stir this around and let that cream soften the gnocchi.
Okay.
And because I can feel it, even though it's cooked, it's still a little too firm.
Okay.
I want it a little bit more, you know, like that texture,
melty.
yeah, like a mashed potato sort of meltiness to it.
Awesome.
All right, I'm going to go back over here. Let's take a look at the finish,
Yeah, let's look in there.
because I want to figure out the timing on the asparagus. So let's have a peek.
All right.
See.
I think we're getting close, Chef.
Yeah, we're right about there. I'm going to get the asparagus on.
Okay.
All right. A lot of people will think you've got to take asparagus and put it into the boiling water, and that's the way I learned how to do asparagus all the time. You don't have to do that. You can cook it from raw to cooked on a griddle, which is what we're doing. You can hear the sizzling. This asparagus is so fresh that you can about eat it raw. And just move them around, make sure that you're getting them twisted where all sides are affected. And I think, Kyle, that we can get the fish and let it begin to rest over here, because even fish,
Needs its time to rest.
the name of this fish is a vermilion snapper, and it occurs to me right now that colors have so much to do with this plate and this presentation and this meal. Look at the verdant green colors of this asparagus. Just nature, just leaping straight out. And then we're gonna have the very kind of subtle plainness, the maternal kind of softness of the gnocchi. Kyle, what are you thinking? Any other garnish, or you think we're good to go?
I think we finished the gnocchi with a little bit of some fresh grated Parmesan and maybe a fresh squeeze of lemon over the top of the asparagus, just to add a little bit of acidity to this.
Home run. Nice job, sous chef Kyle. So I'm gonna go ahead and get a little bit of the fish off this way, as if I were the captain of a fancy restaurant.
That's beautiful.
But you can't have any, I'm just remembering. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. I'll taste this for you. Juicy, pure, pristine fish. And when people say, oh, I don't like fish, they've never had fish like this.
Absolutely.
Over here, this beautiful asparagus. Yeah, what can you eat?
I can have these gnocchi here.
Have a gnocchi.
Thank you, Chef.
But if you pass out, I'll be disappointed. Whole reason for this show is to inspire you to cook. To inspire you to cook whole fish at home, yeah, that's the lesson for this day. But cooking at home, that's what I want you to do. But the most important thing is be with somebody you enjoy being with, and sharing time and sharing food.
So, Chef, maybe next time you bring me on the show, we can make something I can eat, not just fish.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that.
All right.
I'll let you decide what that's going to be.
I look forward to it.
Fantastic.
Thank you.